Vulture, everybody. I'm just sat out here at my north garden, the north side of the house, which is my cool garden. Anybody who's been following me knows that I have different gardens. And this one in particular is the north garden, which is where I keep most of my Irish sacred herbs. And I just wanted to show you this infestation that we have here. This is a spotted lanternfly, and these have been consuming the the northeast part of the country, mostly here in Philadelphia and New Jersey. And what they do is they're from China. They came in on a barge. They came through the Philadelphia shipyard. And ever since then, they've been all over the place. And they ravage. They love roses. As you can see, this is my rose bush here. One of my rose bushes. And but anyway, these guys are buggers. And it's very hard to get rid of them. You pretty much have to step on them. They have no natural predators here in the United States. So our birds and stuff needs to learn how to eradicate these guys and learn to like them as a supper. But anyway, yeah, this is the front, the northern garden. And I wanted to show you my little pearlworts. Aren't those little tiny flowers so beautiful? It's an Irish plant. It's not, some people call it Irish moss, but it's not really a moss. But it's basically just called the pearlwort. Irish pearlwort. It's a hard word to say, actually. So I got some beautiful little flowers coming up on them. They're so delicate. They're so tiny. Like, let me show you compared to my finger how tiny it is. Look. Not even a pinch to my nail. But anyway, I just love these little guys and bring back good memories. So, I got the rose bushes. Of course, I got a lot of blooms. Now, everybody knows that my rose bushes were bombed by these lanternflies earlier in the year. And then not only were they bombed by the lanternflies, they were bombed by aphids. So I reinstated some good soil and I did some good pruning on it. And now I have lots of buds that are showing up. Okay, so, and I got another pearlwort here, as you can see. So, my juniper is growing beautifully. I have buds on my Aunt Cindy's zygocactus. Actually, flowers on my Aunt Cindy. Now, Aunt Cindy, of course, she gave me this 20 years ago from her plant that she had in her house in Wimber. As you can see, it's really doing good this year. I don't know, something about this year. My baby juniper. So let's go over here. I hung my fern, my sword fern. I hung it out here on the Japanese maple. I just brought it out for the summer. She's doing really good. She's blooming up well. I think she got a few buds popping up in here somewhere. Let me see. Yeah, see? She has a bud popping out. She has lots of buds, actually. But that's a good one to show you. Let me see if I could hold it. Let me see if I could hold it a little bit more still. See? There's a new sprout coming out of the bottom. And there's another one unfolding. My nettles were a great success this year. I mean, you really can't go wrong with nettles. And they're so healthy, so medicinal. It's like a complete blood cleaner. Out here I have my peppermint, and then I have my regular mint that's growing like wild. And they're another one. You just really can't go wrong with them. And here is Kay O'Sullivan's wildflowers. My cousin Kay sent these from Ireland to me about 18 years ago in seeds. And they've been growing up every year ever since. I got a beautiful yarrow that is starting to bloom. And that's very medicinal, of course. And I still have tons of oxeye daisies popping out. Still a lot of them. I always will leave the seed heads, though, so that I can take the seed heads and put them back into here so they grow again the next year. But as you can see, I got some grass seed that's growing really pretty in there. That looks so pretty, doesn't it? It's definitely a different type of grass than we see here in the States. My peperomia is doing well. You could pick that up in the light. You can see how it gets real red and it hangs. Anyway, so let's go over here. Yeah, this is Mario's rose. This rose Mario got me a couple years ago for, I think it was either Mother's Day or Valentine's Day. But it also was ravaged earlier in the year. But as you can see, it's really coming back nice. The leaves are coming beautifully back. The lantern flies have been making little holes. But I come out every day and try to knock them off. But you can see my new growth is really, really beautiful. Very healthy, very vigorous. And this is my gooseberries, my black currants. They're also growing well. I might not get them this year because this plant's only a year old, so I'll probably get some next year. And my clematis has been blooming all spring. It's been doing wonderful. It's called Warszawska. It's a Polish variety that I got in memory of my grandfather. As you can see, aren't they beautiful? And like I said, there's a Polish variety called Warszawska. I have lots of buds that are coming up, so that's doing really well. The skikio, the hawthorn tree, the fairy tree is doing really good. Let me see. And here, in this pot down here, I planted some more of Cousin Kay O'Sullivan's Irish wildflower seeds. And like I said, I've had these seeds for 18 years, and as you can see, they're all popping up. And it also has grass seed mixed in. It's some kind of Irish grass that you saw over in the bigger container, but as you can see, they're all popping up. I mean, 18 years of seeds, and pretty much I can keep them this long because I keep them in the freezer. So that'll be filled with Irish wildflowers. Here's my tomatillos. You all know about my Mexican fiance, Mario. He loves his tomatillos and stuff, so I got a tomatillo that is growing very nicely. There's a couple more down here because you have to have more than one tomatillo. So, and here I have some more tomatillos that are coming up. So those will grow and then they'll pollinate each other. And hopefully we'll get a crop load of tomatillos to make salsa, green salsa. My lemon balm, like mad, as always. You can't really go wrong with that either. I think this year I have a lot of lemon balm already dried and stored, so I'm probably going to let it flower this year mostly for the bees and the pollinators. My My self-heal is blooming, flowering. My self-heal is really blooming nice actually this year, much better than last. And again, that's medicinal. So you can, I save those, I dry the heads, I also dry the leaves and make a tea out of it or a tincture. Okay. And I have another little holly coming up in here. So I have 2 little hollies that have decided to grow. But anyway, my self-heal, yeah, I just love that. It's a beautiful flower too. And it's very medicinal. And I just picked some Scottish kale, so I have that. It's delicious. I've been picking that like mad. And my basil's doing good. My Quirhan, my Rowan tree, the sacred tree of Bridget, sacred tree is doing well. And then over here I have my oak. And as you can see, standing tall and proud, even in a pot. Because when I do get my land, I will be taking everything with me. I'm not leaving anything here. And because most of these are foreign, I don't want them to clash with the native plant life. So, but I have to have the Irish sacred trees. So, they're in pots for now. Until we get more land. There's my little couple there. They're always so happy. Yeah. So pretty much, here's the front garden. This is the north garden, my yew tree, the tree of the dead, to communicate with those in the other world. And the little gnomes up there having a good time. You know me and my gnomes. I love my gnomes. Vigo, he sits there and protects the door. I think I showed you Sven. Sven's there, having his coffee this morning. And Bjorn. This is my Bjorn. But anyway, everybody, it's much better. Like I said, we've had a lot of crazy things happening here with the insects, the bugs, because I'm organic. I do not use any kind of pesticides or anything on, so it's really hard to kind of get control sometimes. But there you go. And everything is coming back. I'm so glad about my roses. And they'll be beautiful in about another month. But they were so infected earlier this year. The North Garden, the sacred herbs, the sacred stuff is doing very well. So I'm glad you got to see it. And you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Like and subscribe to my channel. And talk to you later. Bye, 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 bye. Sunlight.